I'm just telling you, please don't put out an OnlyFans account. Nobody is going to want to watch that. Oh, God.
I already have 70 subscribers.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Why Bother podcast. I'm Michelle.
I'm Phil.
And this is episode 21, I believe.
Yeah, crazy.
21. It's old enough to drink. Okay. You know what? We haven't in a while. Let's do some news.
Absolutely.
So the second presidential debate is canceled.
Mm-hmm.
Canceled. I told you that, right?
Yes.
I'm sure you've heard it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know in the last podcast, I was saying we weren't sure what was going to happen with it because Trump was not wanting to do a virtual one because, you can mute him. He doesn't like to be muted. So yeah, the next one is canceled, which is unprecedented, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so have we never had that before, or just not in a long time?
I would say not in modern times. I don't know the whole history
Ever
of it,
or not, right, yeah. Right, okay. It's unprecedented, and we've never seen it in our lifetime.
Yeah.
I don't remember ever hearing anything like that. Mm-hmm. But then again, the last time we heard of anything like the pandemic, which actually started this whole thing anyway, was 100 years ago. Yeah. Yeah, we weren't even thought of. Mm-hmm. Okay, so Election Day is almost here, and I was telling you the other day, I cannot believe how fucking close it is. Mm-hmm. It is so goddamn close.
Yeah.
And in a good way. I'm so happy that it's that fucking close, but it's coming so quick. I would say like a month ago, when we have known since, we were old enough to understand politics, that Election Day is on November 3rd. Every 4 years, right?
Well, it varies. It's sometimes it's November 2nd, sometimes it's like the first Tuesday in November.
Really?
Yes.
Huh. Okay. Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. But, so we've known that.
Yeah.
But, a month ago, it seemed to me like it was so long away. Mm-hmm. And now
it's right around the corner.
Right around the corner. Now, we voted. We said that last podcast. We did our mail-in votes. We received them. We mailed them back in. Did you guys do your mail-in votes? Vote. Everybody vote. No matter who you vote for. Seriously, vote. I sound like an after-school special. Okay, so like all them fires and stuff that's been going on, not just in California and all that stuff, but and that's news, to continue in the news thing. But really what I wanted to get at is for like the longest time, a long time, I have not known. Now, don't tell me because I do know now. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if I ever told you this. I did not know what fight fire with fire meant. Uh-huh. I always just looked back to an eye for an eye, kind of like out of the Bible. And it is, right. But when it comes to fire doesn't want revenge for revenge. Do you know? Or revenge for, Mm-hmm. So I never really understood it. And then people were saying, well, take it literally. I would hear like, or maybe they didn't. Maybe I'm just making that up. But no, it is literal. It is literal. It is fight fire with fire. It's literal, because if you start a fire to burn down what the fire will take, you are fighting fire
you're right, yes.
with fire in a very literal form.
You're right. I forgot about the I think it's called a backfire. I can't remember. Yes, you're absolutely
Talking
right.
about backdraft or something?
No. The setting a fire to create a fire break to burn out in areas. So
right,
that
but
the
you
fire
thought
can
I
try-
meant what?
No, when you said fight fire with fire in a literal way, I just picture somebody spraying, napalm, from a fire hose
To another fire?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, flamethrower, trying to fight a forest fire with a flamethrower.
No, I totally get it. It's because of the moronic things I've done in my life. But no, actually, it is quite literal, right?
Yeah.
You're fighting fire with fire. And it's amazing. It is an amazing thing. Like, once I figured out what it actually meant, I'm like, oh my God.
It's
like
typically used metaphorically.
Because I think what you... Yeah, but
You're
it is
saying
literal.
It
is literal.
You're right. Yes.
I don't care how they use it. It's literal. You can use it in a more. Wait, don't tell me. All right, tell me.
What?
Metaphorical.
Yes.
You can use it in a metaphorical way.
It's
but then it doesn't
mostly
mean
used.
the same thing.
Right.
I'm speaking of literally fighting fire with fire.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So and again, that is literal. And I think in a metaphorical term, it would be like an eye for an eye.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I wanted to ask you about the dark web.
Uh-huh.
Last I heard from you, I remember asking you, is the dark web illegal? You said no.
That's correct. It's used for a lot of illegal stuff. That doesn't mean it in and of itself is illegal, however.
Right, which is what I don't get. Like, my question to you was, is the dark web illegal? But I had already asked you that, a week or two ago, and you said no. And then I was wondering, should it be? And what is it? What do they show you that is illegal? I guess black market stuff would be on there?
Yep.
Like buying kidneys and shit?
Yep.
And then a bunch
of... I don't know about you might be able to find
organs.
Kidneys or organs, but I think there's more... It's more drugs and guns and that sort of stuff rather than kidneys. I'm sure that if you were going to buy if you were going to buy black market organs,
right,
the dark web would be where you would do it. But nonetheless, I don't think there's a huge black market, kidney forum or anything like that on there.
Well, yeah, I would think it would be the underground market for donors to go around, for rich people, really, to go around the people who have been waiting on the list and just pay for whatever.
Could be.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. That was just my thought. But obviously, I know the dark web has a lot more. A lot. But what I don't understand is if I'm sure it's got real murder scenes and shit on it too. And a bunch of other stuff that you're not supposed to see. I've never been on it myself. Obviously. And I wouldn't go on it. Even if someone, you would know how to do it because you're my IT man. You know all that stuff. But I wouldn't want to. I'm afraid of seeing something I wouldn't want to see. Something that would give me nightmares and haunt me for a long time. But what I don't understand is why is it not illegal if there's all kinds of illegal stuff on it? Wouldn't you think that the feds or whatever would want to stop the illegal activity?
Well, they definitely want to and have stopped a lot of it. The major
through that you mean
yes.
You said have, so through the dark web they've stopped a lot. Okay,
yes,
go
but
ahead.
More things pop. It's a cat and mouse game.
Right. So why don't they just stop the whole dark web?
Well, for one, they can. It's decentralized and it's against freedom of speech in order to eliminate that. For two, even if it wasn't against freedom of speech, it's decentralized to the point where it's very hard to effectively do that.
Decentralized.
Meaning that it's not like a single building that you go to that houses the servers for the dark web. They're all over the world.
Right, but there is a way, I'm sure, that the feds, I'm not saying they should, I'm just asking you, I'm sure that there's a way they can figure out to just shut the dark web down. Like, you cannot go on it. Or if someone goes on it, they can trace them.
Well, I'm sure. All right, so the first thing is there's several dark webs. The most popular one is called Tor, and that
I'm guessing you've been on it.
I've been on it. Yes.
Okay. I don't want to know anything. Go ahead.
The most popular one is called Tor. There's another one called I2P, I think.
I2P.
I2P, and then there's probably a bunch of other ones as well. But those are Tor is a protocol that uses triple encryption over varied network nodes, which can be anywhere in the world. So your connection could go from your home to somewhere in France, and it's encrypted from your home to somewhere in France, and then the connection goes from France to, say, Belgium, and the connection from France to Belgium is encrypted a second time around.
Jesus Christ.
And then from Belgium to, say, Zimbabwe in Africa, and then the connection from Zimbabwe and Africa is encrypted a third time around, and then from Zimbabwe and Africa to, let's say, Germany, for what's called the exit node. So that's why it's very hard to shut it down, because it's all over the place. So effectively, if the feds wanted to shut it down entirely, they could find any entrance nodes and or exit nodes and plug them up. So they could arrest everybody that's running the entrance nodes and the exit nodes, but they're not doing anything illegal. So it's very hard for those people to be shut down. The entrance nodes, they're just hobbyists. Like, we have a hobby doing this podcast. There's a guy, running.
Yeah, but you know what? Sorry, not to cut you off, but there's a difference between us doing this podcast and illegal things on a website. Do you understand?
Right, but again, it's not a single place. It's there's a whole bunch of people all over the world.
Right. I don't know. I don't get all that.
And in and of themselves, a lot of the people are not doing anything illegal. Plus, it's important, at least to some people. It allows dissidents from countries who have less tolerant laws to get around their country's firewalls. So, for instance,
you remember, not to cut you off, but do you remember a long time ago when they had that radio transistor, like the van would go around with the radio broadcasting, that illegal thing? Do you remember?
The FCC? No, I do not remember the FCC being in a van anywhere near.
I'm not saying the FCC. I'm saying like radio people who.
Oh yeah, the pirate radio. There's lots of
now
been
that
lots
was
of them.
Illegal back then.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
Yeah, it depends on what frequency you're broadcasting on and that sort of thing. Yes, it would have been illegal. Yes.
Right, because they would.
Because they have no license to broadcast on that frequency. Yes.
Would that be illegal today?
Yeah. Still would be.
But
yes.
There's no reason for it today because there's things like podcasts.
Yes.
Wow. And
other than just to be, a douchebag. Some
I know a few of them
have the King of the Mountain complex. I need to do this. There was in the very early 1980s, there was a guy named Captain Midnight.
That's our dog's name, Midnight. Go ahead.
There was a guy named Captain Midnight who hijacked the HBO satellite and ran his own broadcast, not over radio waves, but over a satellite He ran his own satellite broadcast for a couple hours.
So wait, would it be illegal because it would stream in on like other people's broadcasts, or like interfere with like cop talk, like if they had to go?
Well, there are several,
or like firefighter stuff, like there's a fire, like it would go. I have obviously no idea what the fuck I'm talking about.
Different frequencies are used for different things. So the cop broadcast, somebody's broadcasting on an FM frequency. If they're in a van or offshore in a boat, broadcasting over an FM frequency, that's not going to interfere with the police or firefighters. But it's still illegal.
So that's not why it was illegal.
Right.
Okay, so why was it then?
For several reasons. First off, because you need to be licensed by the FCC in order to use the frequency.
Money.
Sort of, yeah. Partially, yes.
Of course, Uncle Sam.
You have to be licensed to use the frequency. It's unfair for somebody who paid an enormous amount of money to use that frequency to have their broadcast overwritten by somebody who's just...
I get that, but then again, you got people out there that don't have money and want to be heard too. So that's why I'm so glad that we're able to do,
right.
Times have changed and we're able to get our voices out. No matter who you are, you can get your voice out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, we don't need to hijack any FM frequencies.
Yeah, we would not be doing that. You might want to. I could see you out there in a van, like running.
I would love to.
I know you would, but yeah, we don't have to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember a week ago or 2 weeks ago, we were, I have no idea. I think I was just asking you different songs. And for some reason, this song popped in my head. And I don't know if I heard it on something and it reminded me that I know I heard it before or whatever the case was. I didn't know who sang it. Mm-hmm. And of course, if I don't know who sings the song, I ask you because you're, especially when it comes to music, you know that. But anyway, it was Nancy Sinatra, which is Frank Sinatra's daughter.
Yeah.
Who I had no clue was a singer. Mm-hmm. I didn't even know if he had kids, Frank Sinatra. But it turns out he had a son and a daughter.
Yeah.
I don't remember the son's name, but
Frank Sinatra Jr.
Yeah, that's right. Though now he passed away. Junior.
Okay.
I forget why. I know the daughter was born before him, so I knew she was a little older than him. And she's still alive. Mm-hmm. She's in like her 80s, like I think low 80s or something. But so was she a one-hit wonder?
I guess you could say that.
Was she?
Yeah.
But the song is the Bang Bang.
It's certainly the only song I know from her.
Yeah, and again, I know when it was in my head and I was singing it, I obviously didn't even really listen to the words before. I just knew like the chorus, and then I listened to the words because I think we played it. We were in your car,
yeah,
and then we played it, and I listened to all the words, and now it's like one of my new favorite songs. I know you guys have heard this, so I'm gonna play it, but it's good. It's a good song.
I was 5 and he was 6. We rode on horses made of sticks. He wore black and I wore white. He would always win the fight. Bang, bang, he shot me down. Bang, bang, I hit the ground. Bang, bang, that awful sound. Bang, bang, my baby shot me down. Seasons came and changed the time. When I grew up, I called him mine. He would always laugh and say, remember when we used to play? Bang, bang, I shot you down. Bang, bang, you hit the ground. Bang, bang, that awful sound. Bang, bang, I used to shoot you down.
All right, real quick. It's not a long song, obviously, and there's still a little more to play, but she's like she's so in, because it shows her singing it in this video. You guys can YouTube it, just Bang Bang, My Baby Shot Me Down, Nancy Sinatra. It's 1966, but she's really pretty, and if you like really look at her face, you can see Sinatra in her face. She's very like, I don't know, it's like such a sultry video. It's such a sultry video. It's such a sultry song. I don't know. It's really like, I'm captivated by it. I don't know why, but am. Hold on.
Music played and people sang. Just for me the church bells rang. Now he's gone, I don't know why. And till this day sometimes I cry. He didn't even say goodbye. He didn't take the time to lie. Bang, bang, he shot me down. Bang, bang, I hit the ground. Bang, bang, that awful sound. Bang, bang, my baby shot me down. Baby shot me down.
So anyway, that song, I really love that song. But again, also Nancy Sinatra, the one who just sang the song. When I was like looking her up to find out her age and things like that, I discovered her birthday is the same day as mine.
Yeah.
June 8th.
Cool.
Yay. I don't know what this is. I guess you can just call it old news. I was watching something the other day. I think it was Rogan. I forget who he was on with or had on. But once upon a time, and I did know this, Rudy Giuliani was called America's mayor.
Yeah.
Okay. And I thought that mainly it was because of the way he handled the whole 9/11
That was
thing.
90% of it.
Okay, but
It started before that.
yeah, watching Rogan, come to find out, he reduced a lot of the violence in New York.
Yep.
So much to where I think it was the mob who had a bounty out on his head. Did you know that?
I would say
Someone
that.
had a bounty out on his head because he was getting rid of all the crime.
Yeah. He was a prosecutor before he was mayor, and he cleaned up New York and made it safe. Well, mostly safe.
a lot safer.
Yes, he took it from having 1,500 murders a year down to like 500 or something like that.
How many?
500.
No, the first one.
1,500.
Jesus. Yeah, so I'm guessing he destroyed a lot of whoever had the bounty on his head's business and their money that they were getting. But I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Like, I knew he was considered America's mayor. I knew that a lot of it had to do with 9/11 and how he handled the whole situation and all that. And he brought everyone together, and he had a very leadership, calming, voice.
Right.
Like, not just physically his voice, but his words, his actions. I did not know that he was that good at being mayor, though. Like, I had no idea. You did.
Yeah.
And it's so weird that he goes from that to who he is now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a big difference. It's huge.
I don't know what to explain it as. It's just how it is.
It's so weird to me. It's so weird. It's like two totally different people from somebody who's was so well respected. And I'm sure there's people out there who still really respect him, but to me, he's two different people, and I just...
Well, probably what he was doing before he did because he took pride in his job and he liked the fame and he liked the power, in addition to taking pride in his job itself. But what he does now is mostly money and fame.
I would say more than that, but it's not a good thing, so okay. I have some questions for you.
Uh-huh.
If I've asked you one of these already, let me know. It just means I'm a moron and I totally forgot I asked you and totally forget what you said. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, benevolent. Have I asked you that?
I believe so.
What does it mean?
It's just nice and...
Okay. Beneficial to all involved.
In a sense, yes. Yeah.
Okay, you're right. I did ask you that. Okay.
Not on the air, though. Not on the podcast, but you asked me that.
I meant on the podcast.
Yeah. I don't think you asked me that on the podcast.
I think I did. And I guess I did ask you, I don't know, in real life, or whatever you want to call it. All right, abolitionist.
That is somebody who is against slavery.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
So we're abolitionists.
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's easy. Okay. And the Hollywood sign used to say Hollywood Land.
Yeah.
What happened? Was it a tornado? Was it an earthquake? Was it a...
I have no idea. Not a clue.
Oh, really?
I did actually know that it used to say Hollywood Land. I don't know what happened to...
you don't know what? You don't know when? You don't...
No.
Really?
Nope.
Yeesh, slacker. We're going to have to... you're going to have to do some
research.
Yeah. I'm not used to asking you questions you don't know the answers to. But it's refreshing, I must say. I must say. Okay. Fun fact. Ants. You know how we get ants? What do we get them? Every spring?
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Something like that. I think it's every spring. And they come in the kitchen. Oh, God, it's so annoying. But for me, and they're little tiny piss ants. I guess it's what I call them. But little tiny piss ants, and they go all over the like the kitchen sink. I mean, they follow a line.
Yeah.
So they go like behind the spigots, and they follow this certain line that they have as ants do. But
they have scouts, and the scouts like chemical trails, and the rest of them follow the chemical trails.
Wait, is that real, or are you?
That's real. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that's how they know how to go.
Aw, scouts that like I know there's army ants. That are bigger, right?
Yeah.
They have bigger ones. Like they have little army ants that they're like, okay, you're in the army. It's so weird how they do that, isn't it? But it's fucking awesome. There's that word again. So they have scouts, army ants that just put out a certain like chemical.
Yeah.
And then the other little piss ants follow behind. That is so cute. Oh my God. That is so cute. Anyway, so like every spring, like a lot of people, I mean, obviously we're not the only ones, but a lot of people will get ants at a certain, I don't know if they get them every spring. I know we get them every spring. And I don't like to kill things. I don't kill things unless they're parasites. Ants are not parasites. So I don't know what to do when it comes to the ants. Because, again, I won't kill them. And if someone goes in there to kill them, I'm like, oh, my God, like, you're committing genocide. I read a thing, fun fact, okay, that ants love sugar. Okay. Yeah. So, but it's not like we have tons of sugar laying out there and there's no sugar behind the spigot where they go. So, but the fun fact is that if you put coffee grounds or coffee beans where they usually go, they will turn around and fuck off because they hate coffee. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Neither did I. But fun fact, true story. So we are gonna try that. Deal?
Deal.
Yeah. So we're not hurting them. We're just telling them get the fuck out. Okay.
Okay.
In a nice way. There is a poem, and I'm pretty sure that I read it to you. This is not my poem. I wish to God that it was. And I know everybody, people who aren't into poems are like, oh God, she's going to read a poem. But you have to listen to this. If you have a mother, you had a grandmother, an older aunt, an older friend, you know. And again, I'm pretty sure I read it to you. But I don't know. Actually, Jamie, a friend of mine, read this to me, God, years ago, and I never forgot it. It's about an old woman dying, or she actually just died in a nursing home, but it's, if I can make it through without crying. The woman who wrote it, it used to say anonymous when I looked it up before, but now it's saying Phyllis McCormick. So, what do you see, nurse? What do you see? What are you thinking when you're looking at me? A crabby old woman, not very wise, uncertain of habit with faraway eyes, who dribbles her food and makes no reply when you say in a loud voice, I do wish you'd try, who seems not to notice the things that you do, and forever is losing a stocking or shoe, who's resisting or not, let you do as you will, with bathing and feeding, the long way to fill, the long day to fill. Is that your thinking? Is that what you see? Then open your eyes, nurse. You're not looking at me. I'll tell you who I am, as I sit here so still, as I do at your bidding, as I eat at your will. I'm a small child of 10, with a father and mother, brothers and sisters who love one another, a young girl of 16, with wings on her feet, dreaming that soon now a lover she'll meet, a bride soon at 20, my heart gives a leap, remembering the vows that I promised to keep. At 25 now I have a young of my own, who need me to guide and a secure happy home. A woman of 30, my young now grown fast, bound to each other with ties that should last. At 40 my young sons have grown and are gone, but my man's beside me to see I don't mourn. At 50 once more, babies play round my knee. Again, we know children, my loved one and me. Dark days are upon me, my husband is dead. I look at the future, I shudder with dread. For my young are all rearing young of their own, and I think of the years and the love that I've known. I'm now an old woman, and nature is cruel. The jest to make old age look like a fool. The body it crumbles, grace and vigor depart. There is now a stone where I once had a heart. But inside this old carcass a young girl still dwells, and now and again my battered heart swells. I remember the joys, I remember the pain, and I'm loving and living life over again. I think of the years all too gone, all too fast, and accept the stark fact that nothing can last. So open your eyes, nurses, open and see, not a crabby old woman, look closer, see me. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
It's amazing, and it's so sad, and it's so true, and it's so, God, it makes you think, you know?
Yeah. It's...
Oh, you're such a man. So, we both watched SNL this weekend. Oh, and I think that we said it was coming up on, like our last podcast, we said Bill Burr is going to be on SNL coming up Saturday. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then we watched it.
Yeah.
It was great because it was Bill Burr, and he's fucking awesome. What made me mad is that I listened to his podcasts, his Monday morning, right before Thursday afternoon, whatever the hell it's called. It's a really confusing name, but I listened to it. You know that.
Yeah.
Every single night I listen to it, and I listen to like when there's not a new one on yet. So he'll put a new one out on Monday, and I'll put a new one out on Thursday. And I listen to the new ones, obviously. But then on the nights where it's not a new one, I'll go back and listen to really old ones because he's been doing it for so long. So you can go back and I think last night I put one on and then you were like, Jesus Christ, 2010? Do you remember?
Yeah.
Because it's been a while. He's been doing them for so long. And it's just him. And he just, I don't know, rants and talks and says, oh my God. And he complains and he, whatever. But it's awesome and I love listening to it. But this Monday, as in the Monday after he did SNL, when we were laying in bed and I went to put it on, it wasn't on there because he was on SNL. So I guess he didn't have time to put that out. So that's the only thing that made me mad. Other than that, SNL was fucking brilliant. He's awesome. All right. So from that extreme to this, doggy pizza. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
What am I going to say?
That I was eating pizza.
You texted me today from work.
Yes.
And what did you text me?
That I actually missed not having our dog there to share the toppings on my pizza with.
No.
Which to our listeners probably sounds like absolute horse shit.
I was going to say to our listeners, you guys don't know that Phil actually, you're a cat person.
Yes.
You've always been a cat person.
Yes.
And I wouldn't even say that you would sit there and feed toppings off your pizza to a cat. First of all, cats don't like it as much as dogs.
Yeah.
But they do. Like sometimes some cats will eat, what you feed them. But our dog is a little beggar, even though, and I mean, we give him anything and everything. Like we share our dinner, our snacks, anytime we eat, he's just right there because he knows he's going to get it. And Philip texted me today for the first time because he was always a cat person. We've been together 8.5 years, and I tease him all the time. I'm like, you're such a doggy person, and you're going to miss feeding him. And so go ahead.
That's it. I just missed feeding him.
What did I do to you?
I don't know. I miss having that little beggar steal a quarter of my food.
It's not stealing if you're giving it to him.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. Good boy, Midnight. Good boy. Oh, what did we do to you? I love it. Oh, I love it. All right. Here's a question. I don't really. I think I might have seen the whole thing. God, spit it out. Fuck. I might have seen the whole thing, but I don't think that I've actually seen the whole thing. And if I did, it was in bits and parts here and there. I'm talking about the movie Blue Pill or Red Pill. What's it called?
The Matrix?
Yes, The Matrix. And I think there were a few. I think this was obviously, was it the first one? Blue or Red Pill?
Yes.
Okay. Now, so because I don't think I've seen it, or I've seen bits and pieces and chunks of it, like, I hear people all the time talking about blue pill or red pill, blue pill or red pill, blah, blah, blah. So I know that, like, I knew that one did something. Obviously, one did something and one did the other. But I kind of thought that it had to do with this, but I wasn't really sure. And then I saw something the other day that was talking about it, and I finally understood the concept. And they didn't even, like, explain it. Like, I just understood from the way that they were talking that the blue pill means that you don't even know about all the workings going into things around you. You just know where you are and who you are, and that's it. And basically, you live your life normally.
Yeah.
To where the red pill, you understand everything around you and all the work.
Yeah, that's
like a schizo fucking way to live, if you ask me, unless you're a really mentally strong person. Me, I have anxiety, so if you ask me, blue pill all day, fuck you. And I wasn't sure what you would say if I asked you. I kind of have a feeling, but then as soon as I get that feeling of what you would say, so don't answer yet.
Mm-hmm. Then
I switch to the other, and I'm like, wait a minute, I don't. But I think I kind of know, and I'll tell you the truth if you answer what I thought. But blue pill or red pill?
If it were 20 years ago, it would be the red pill. Mm-hmm. I would want to face the machines. I would want to know what was going on in reality. Now, when I'm in my 40s. There's a character on there, Cypher, I believe his name is, and he's eating a steak in the Matrix, and he's talking to the agent. He's giving up, that he's selling out, and he's becoming a turncoat, and he's saying ignorance is bliss as he's eating a steak. When he goes out of the Matrix, he eats like this, white slop. I'm not even sure what it is, but so reality is harsh outside of the Matrix, and reality inside the Matrix is what reality is for us, which is still harsh for some people, but because it's a generated reality, they were able to make Cypher, whatever he wanted. He could become rich and famous, or just rich.
So in your 20s, the red pill. Now in your 40s, the blue pill.
Yes.
Okay. Now I think that's where I was confused, where I kept flip flopping back and forth because okay. First of all, I was right. Mm-hmm. The blue pill was more of what I thought, but I couldn't understand why am I flipping back and forth on what he like. I know him. Mm-hmm. That's probably why, because I know how you were and I know how you are. Mm-hmm. But the honest truth is I really thought more now, the blue pill. But what you're telling me is that you want the blue pill so you can eat steak. You fat.
So this is, aside from that being the honest answer for the hypothetical Matrix movie, that would be what I would answer. But it's that the whole red pill blue pill thing has gotten more traction these days off a 20-year-old movie because of the whole
everything going on now,
conspiracy theories that are all going like QAnon.
Yeah, God.
So not to say that I believe any of that whatsoever.
Right.
It's.
I get what you mean. I totally get what you mean. But yeah, I definitely feel the same way. I mean, you only live once, and what does everybody want in life? To be happy.
Yeah.
Blue pill me all day. I don't know if you heard of this or not, but one of the airlines have been selling tickets for a trip.
Yeah, that's what airlines do.
To nowhere. Is that what airlines do?
There are all
Did you hear that?
All kinds of trips to nowhere.
No. This is different because of the pandemic and people miss flying, and they want to help give back to the airlines. Mm-hmm. So in a way, it's cool, but it's kind of weird, but it's cool. And they're actually booking trips to just fly around and then come back home. Yeah. So it's trips to nowhere.
Yeah.
Which, again, is kind of cool because they're giving back to the airlines. But also, it's fucking weird. That's the year we live in, Yep. Anyway, I just wanted to play this clip real quick, which has to do with flying.
I flew here. How come the first class people they can just get on whenever they want? I've always hated that. First class people board at your leisure. Take your time, first class people. Coach people, no, wait, sit, scuzz. Wait, little piggies.
Sit, scuzz.
So when you do get on, the first class people, they're already sitting there. They're all sprawled out in their big thrones. Bring me the head of a pig. And a goblet of something cool and refreshing. Anyone have a fiddle? Make someone from Coach fiddle for me. Amuse me. They have fiddles in the overhead racks up there. You're not allowed to even use their bathrooms. The bathrooms up front are for our first class passengers. The coach bathrooms are located at Newark Airport. Concourse C. Concourse C, ladies and gentlemen. So when you do board, the first class people, they're sitting there. A lot of them are working as you're boarding. They have computers out and calculators, They're looking up at you like, hey, we're making money right now. Right now we're making money. Go, get in the back. Close that curtain. I don't want to see it. Even in my peripheral. Snap it shut. What's the matter with us? They gotta cover us up with a tarp.
It's so funny. Isn't it like first class flights? God, aren't they like 10 grand?
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself with your fucking 10 grand. Even if I was rich, go fuck yourself.
You can, a lot of the people that are in first class, especially nowadays, are just upgraded. So they're frequent flyers and they're upgraded. So if you do a ton of flying, like my boss's wife does, you can get upgraded pretty easily and you can go into first class.
Let me upgrade. Sorry.
But if you're buying a first class ticket, it's like $10,000 compared to $300 or $400 for a coach ticket.
Fuck out of here! So stupid.
Yeah.
God. All right. I think we're gonna call it a night.
Okay.
That's a wrap. Actually, when was how many days ago did we do our last one? I don't think we waited a week this time.
No, I don't.
Because I feel so much better. I know last time I was sick, I was better. Mm-hmm. I was just not 100%. Now I'm 100 and I'm 100%.
That's good.
And I feel so much better. And so I don't think it's been a week, right?
I think it's been almost a week. Actually, let me see.
Yeah, I don't think we did it last Tuesday. Like, we'll edit this tomorrow. You'll edit this tomorrow. So we'll put this out on a Wednesday night, but it's Tuesday night right now. And was it Tuesday last week?
It was the 8th that we recorded. Today is the 13th.
5 days, that's it.
Yeah.
So that's cool. So anyway, we're going to call it a night, and it's actually pretty peaceful out here tonight for a Tuesday night with a bar right across the street that is a biker bar.
It's not really a biker bar. It's mostly hipsters in there. There's tons of bikes, but
my God, all fucking night long.
I think yes, there are tons of bikes, but if you guys are picturing your classic,
it's not like that. But
biker,
then again, it might look more like that if they park their bikes out front, but everybody parks their shit in the back.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is,
I bet you there's 8 motorcycles at least a night.
Yeah, there definitely are, but they're not.
But it's not a typical biker bar.
Yes, it's not. The people that are in there look like kids, and they don't look like mean kids.
All right, well, they drive like assholes.
Yes, they do.
And so it's Tuesday night, and it's really weird because I'm surprised it's not like loud over there. I feel like some nights we feel like we live in Detroit. No offense, Detroit, we love you. And then some nights it's like we're living in Mr. Rogers' neighborhood, and it's so fucking weird. But all right, guys, we love you so much. And if you want to leave us a text, the number is 856-882-9670.
The email address is y.bother.pod@gmail.com.
The Y is a letter. I don't care how many times. Go fuck yourself with your laughing. Okay, so you're such a dick, I swear to God. Text us if you want, or don't, whatever. Email us or don't. And we will talk to you guys in a week or less.
Absolutely. Good night, everybody.
Good night.